Hi, my name's Lynn Quigley. I'm the Community Engagement and Promotions Officer for Help Direct, and I work in Preston and South Ribble area looking at developing and promoting the Help Direct service to all in the community.
Right.
Help Direct, we're an information and advice service. We've been established now for almost 3 years. We are funded by Lancashire County Council and we're managed by Age Concerned Central Lancashire. What we are is a service available to anyone over the age of 18 living in Lancashire, and we're here basically to be able to signpost people to the most appropriate organisation to help them to get resolutions to problems that they might have. It's very much about early prevention, trying to get to a problem. I know it's a cliche, but it's very true, trying to get a problem resolved before it gets to crisis situation. We've got a website. You can take a little look at the website yourself, which is www.helpdirect.org.uk. You can give us a call. It's an unusual number, but it's a very cost-effective number. It's a low-call, low-cost rate number, which is 0303 333 1111. You can drop in and see us and have a chat with any of our advisors. Both of our offices are open from 9 till 5, Monday to Friday, and also on a Saturday from 9 till 1. In terms of location and where you can come and have a chat with us, we're based here today in our office at 30 Cannon Street, and that's in Preston. And if you need a postcode for that, that's PR13NS. And also we have an office in South Ribble, which is in Leyland, and that's within a social enterprise called the Rococo Coffee Lounge. It's a fantastic facility. It's managed by the Brothers of Charity, and we have our South Ribble base there, and that's on 41 to 45 Chapel Brow in Leyland. We try and sort of pull together all of our information in different categories, I guess, to try and make it simple for people to understand what we're about. So it could be ranging from health and fitness, home and garden, learning and leisure, relationships and families, managing your finances, lots of different areas that we can support you with. And the way that we do that is through what we call a wellbeing directory, which is a massive amalgam of lots of different services and a very interactive user-friendly sort of wellbeing directory tool, which we call it. So if you were to come along and ask me, I'd like to find out where I can find out about how to manage my money better, then we'd do a search and obviously look for kind of organisations that would be able to help and assist you to do just that. But in terms of keeping yourself safe at home, we can do that in lots of different ways. First of all, for example, if you haven't had a smoke alarm installed in your house, then we work very closely with Lancashire Fire and Rescue and make sure that from a fire protection point of view you're safe in your own home and get a free smoke alarm installed. Secondly, in terms of people maybe being vulnerable to being victim of scams, for example, or rogue traders, we do have what's called a Safe Trader scheme, which is an excellent service. It's managed by Trading Standards. They're the experts in this field. And what it is, it's a register of tradespeople who've been, for want of a better description, vetted by Trading Standards. And it's a local register of tradespeople. It's there to try and reassure people that if you're using a service through the Safe Trader scheme, then those risks are being reduced in being able to access a trader in that regard. In terms of people being victim of scams, again, we work with Trading Standards, and this year we were heavily involved in a scheme called Scamnesty. And what's that about is it's trying to open the door open the box, I think, on people actually receiving scam mail. You're invited to bring anything into the offices or post it back to Trading Standards, just to make people aware of what's actually currently scam mail and try and protect people from that, and try and get people sort of involved at an earlier stage to sort of track the culprits down, if you will. In terms of feeling safe in your own home, again, that could be something as simple as someone might have an overgrown garden, for example, and not able to tend and care for that themselves. That in itself sends off lots of messages about that particular property, I would suggest, in terms of someone not being able to look after their garden may infer that someone's elderly or infirm, or may infer that someone's not even in the property, to kind of open that question mark over ease of access to the property and potentially, someone being more vulnerable to that regard. We offer lots of different services. For example, if people want to, at the moment, actually trying to get a job is quite quite a challenge, I would suggest, in some areas. And we do have volunteering opportunities, for example, so it's not much about how they can help us, they can hopefully help themselves by helping us by coming along to volunteer with Help Direct. Yeah, we have volunteers who are able to come along and give us some support in either events out in the community. We may be fortunate enough to have them volunteer join us on the 2 days in September this week in the area. You can also come along and be a receptionist at our Help Direct offices, or just get involved in updating our Facebook or Twitter account. There's lots of different volunteering opportunities. The way also you can help yourselves in the community is in a concept called time banks. If you've heard of time banks, instead of giving money for services, you actually give your time to help a neighbour or help somebody in the community. And it's going back to sort of community cohesion. It's very much about supporting and helping each other in the community. And it's looking at yourself and what skills you might have. So, for example, you could come and do my ironing, please, and I'll come and walk your dog for the afternoon. It's about just giving and sharing of each other's skills and time, and that's something that we try and instil in communities in the Preston South Ribble area, along with other Help Direct offices throughout Lancashire. And we're looking to try and set those schemes up. So if you are interested, for example, and you want to try and help each other in the community without spending a great deal of money, then contact us at Help Direct and we'll be happy to help you set a time bank up as well. Once again, if you want to contact Help Direct, it's one number, which is 0303 333 1111. It's quite an intelligent number, so if you're ringing from Preston, you'll get through to the Preston office off a landline. If you're ringing from South Ribble area, you'll get through to the Leyland office on that number. And once again, it's less than a penny a minute to call that number. We're not about income generation from that call, it's very much about accessibility of the service. You can drop in and see us. One of our advisors will be more than happy to talk through any problems that you might have. So that's at 30 Cannon Street in Preston, or within Rococo Coffee Lounge, that's at 41 to 45 Chapel Brow in Leyland. Or we're all about accessibility, whatever hour of the day or night. You can also have a look on our website, which is 3Ws, that's www.helpdirect.org.uk. If people were to contact Help Direct, what they would get is support, assistance and guidance as to where to go to try and resolve their problems. We're not experts ourselves, but we do work in partnership with a huge amount of organisations locally, and that's what it's about. What you'd get is first line contact with ourselves to be able to give you that support to be able to access the right answers for your problem that you may have.